Football is back for the next 12 games until the next international break, and Chelsea return with an away visit to the Vitality Stadium amidst a civil war of sorts. All whilst Anthony Taylor referees yet another one of our matches. So happy days. We've got so much to look forward to. But coming into this, Chelsea have won just 2 of our opening 5 games this season in all competitions. A win, a draw, and a loss in the league. And most recently, the Blues are winless in the last 2 in all competitions, with a defeat to Servette and a draw to Palace, our first against them since 1993. So we are a team that likes to break records. We're also a team that likes to create those records. It was there to be broken. Of course, we built it over the last 13 or so games. And then again, here we are on the other side of it. We didn't drop as many points as we could have done. And I feel like looking back on it, we were lucky enough to get a point in some way or another. Head-to-head, Bournemouth are winless in the last 5 Premier League matches, drawing 2 and losing 3. Chelsea, on the other hand, have lost just 1 of their 7 Premier League away games against Bournemouth, winning 4 and drawing 2. And looking back on the history of these two clubs, I think more so looking back at like 2017, 2018 sort of season, maybe 2016, you know, when Ake was booting about at Bournemouth and so on. I think we lost 4-0 once at Stamford Bridge in those years, and Stamford Bridge is not the place you want to face Bournemouth. The Vitality Stadium is the place you want to play against Bournemouth if you're Chelsea Football Club. But at home, it's always been a sorry state of affairs. And not so much these days, but still, Bournemouth are aiming to go unbeaten in their opening 4 matches of a Premier League season for the first time ever. The Cherries have failed to score in only 3 of the last 33 Premier League games. Those were against Liverpool, Manchester City and Arsenal. They could extend their club's Premier League record of scoring in 8 successive home matches since set in the 2017-18 season, of which I lead back to was when they were doing well against us. 4 of Bournemouth's 5 Premier League goals this season have come in the 86th minute or beyond. And Antoine Semenyo has scored or assisted in all 3 of Bournemouth's Premier League matches this campaign. His total of 17 shots is more than any other top-flight player this season. For Chelsea, the Blues could win 4 consecutive Premier League away matches for the first time since April of 2022, which is happy days. You know, it's a good sort of statistic to kick things off. This is the 5th time in the last 6 seasons that Chelsea have started the Premier League season with a record of 1 win, 1 draw and 1 defeat. Chelsea have failed to keep a clean sheet in the last 20 away games in all competitions, their longest such run since the 93-94 season. Lastly, Cole Palmer has had a division-high 4 assists in the Premier League so far. He has been directly involved in 15 goals and 11 assists in 2024, more than any other player in the top 5 European leagues. It's astonishing. It is absolutely astonishing. Before we continue, I did forget. We're back, baby. Hey! 10 o'clock. If you managed to stay here long enough, you would have been graced with such an occasion. But at the same time, I'm not sure how many people have actually got to this point. Let me know in the comments down below. Team news now, and no Reece James, which again doesn't seem unusual coming from these beautiful lips. But again, no Reece James, despite completing his suspension, he is still not fit enough to play. Malo Gusto, his counterpart, is also absent still through injury. So you can expect one Axel Disasi to play his part once again on that right-hand side. Cole Palmer, a worry for everyone. A real worrying time for everyone, except it wasn't at all. He was withdrawn from the England squad. Despite this, and to absolutely nobody's surprise, he's absolutely fine and is likely to be a starter in this game once again. Starting 11-wise, I do expect it to be, once again, much the same as we have seen. Neto to start on the left over Mikhail Mudryk, even though he, I think, had a pretty good international break. But besides that, and as I said, Disasi on the right, and the rest remains the same. I think Sanchez in goal, Disasi on the right, Cucurella on the left, Fofana and Colwill in the middle. Then you've got your Caicedo. You've got Enzo just ahead of that. Who else have we got? Am I missing someone? Who else? It's Caicedo, Enzo, and Palmer ahead of him, sorry. Neto on the left, Madueke on the right, Jackson up top, of course. Nicholas Jackson receiving his confirmation of his extended contract to 2033. Seems a little bit drastic if you ask me. But also, Noni Madueke getting his first cap for England. For those of you that saw those wonderful images of him accepting his cap. And looked very shy, bless him. He looked very shy, didn't he? It's good to see him getting the appreciation he deserves after some really good performances as of late, which leads me to my prediction. Listen, we're still adapting. That said, am I confident that we're going to come here and win? Not 100%. Bournemouth were once a fairly horrible side for us to face. But I do think it's games like this where we must showcase that we are improving. And I do think we are improving. This is a typical game that Chelsea of the last few years would struggle in. They would indeed struggle in. Capitulate and ultimately lose out on those valuable points that will see us through the season. That said, I do believe we have what it takes to win. I do. Do I also believe that we can find a way to make things as hard as possible for ourselves? Yes, I really do. For me, a draw is written all over this from start to finish. But a goal fest, nonetheless, is on the cards. 2-2 is my prediction. But again, I just see it going so many different ways. And with Chelsea just being so hard to predict as of late, I could see us winning. I could see us drawing. I could see us losing. And I know this sort of speech could fit to any sort of preview. But I don't know. Anytime we play against Bournemouth, and again, I look back on our recent form against them. And what is it? It's a win back in May, a draw back in September of last year, a win back in May of that last year, a win, a draw. Like, we haven't lost against them since 2019. And I know they've been, you know, out of the league and whatnot, but I've always got a little bit of unnerves. Unnerves? I'm a little unnerved when it comes to playing against Bournemouth, put it that way. But nevertheless, I think a 2-2 draw, I would be very, very pleasantly surprised. Obviously, we've got Anthony Taylor to worry about as refereeing in this game. It's also an 8 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, which I don't know how well our record is in games of that time on these sorts of days, but it's giving me 3 o'clock vibes. I won't lie. I'm a little bit nervous. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's 8 o'clock. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. With that said, my name is Harry, up the Chelsea. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and peace.